EPK Tash, take one. When I was writing Quiet on Set, it was very difficult because I knew I wanted to tell a story about sexual harassment, and the film angle came to me because I wanted to tell the story through sound. I was trying really hard with my characters to not be preachy, to not be that kind of movie where it's like all the men are disgusting and all the women are like perfect, because it's not like that. But also it becomes difficult in characterizing issues to not make people so clear-cut.
Reading Quiet on Set for the first time shocked me because it was putting real life experiences into something written and something that we could make.
As an actress, for me specifically, it's easier to be a character in front of the camera because then I'm judged for the character, not for me. It's very difficult for myself to do this, for instance, where I have to be myself in front. Now I have nowhere to hide.
And I hadn't had the opportunity and the privilege of being able to play scenes like this before in my career, and it was daunting. It was I wasn't sure if I'd be able to do it. The female support was something special, especially from a directing standpoint and from a cinematography standpoint, knowing that the person behind the camera and the person that was watching was someone that could relate to it, but also I felt incredibly respected by the male members of the crew as well.
The interesting thing about Quiet on Set is it's not an anathema. It's not something that's going to solve the problem. What it's going to do is it's going to initiate discussion, and I'm hoping that there's enough in it that people will agree with it, and I'm hoping that there's enough in it that people will disagree. I'm hoping that people will say, but it's not always like that. It's not like that, so that we can start having discussions. That's what I think that's the best thing that you can hope for with any kind of film, is that
it started to develop into more of a real life topic, which this film really is. And the necessity and the gravitas that the role, and not only my role, but the role of the entire film requires of all of us.
Such a beautiful narrative. It's written very beautifully because it's written with real characters. You don't think, oh, this character's acting outrageous here or something. There's those characters that make the big decisions that would hurt a lot of people on set, and then there's those characters who kill the whole set with their silence, and then there's those characters who are fearful of their jobs, which is a representation of what happens in sets in daily life.
Creating the two worlds that need to flow together has been interesting. It's been a challenge. Both worlds are a set, and we see both worlds as a film set. So they are very similar in a lot of ways, but at the same time they do need to be different.
Early on in the conceptualization stages of this narrative, I knew we were gonna have to deal with two perspectives within one film. So I had to look at, my perspective as a female to be Quiet on Set's perspective, and then also, stepping into Carl Blake's vision for The Last Dance, which is obviously a different gender.
I think Quiet on Set, being a cause film and having these strong themes and focusing on women and representation was a really easy film for me to put together in terms of what's our message and marketing and who can I go to for sponsorship and that sort of thing, because it's so direct. There's no doubt about what Quiet on Set is about. We wake up every day and we strive, we try so hard to prove ourselves. And with making Quiet on Set, I'm asking myself this question: why do we need to prove ourselves to anybody?
I don't have something in my mind that says, what if it's my mom, what if it's my sister? I say to me, this is a human being.
Just because it happens more than it should doesn't mean that it's okay. It doesn't mean that you should just have to sit back and take it.
This film is not necessarily just for men to change and to see that this is what's going on. I feel like it's for us as women as well, because I realized that we are just as guilty.
I know when I was writing the story, I had quite a few comments about it being political and it being feminist, and it's like, no, this is just life.
You as a filmmaker experience a lot of things where you have to portray situations in front of the lens, but it becomes hard when those situations in front of the lens travels to behind, when you sometimes know of people or you have personally experienced those things.
I think that working with a majority female crew made this film a lot stronger and made this film become what it is today. Only because we all, and it's sad that we all, have experienced sexual harassment or harassment in some sort of form. And we've decided as a crew to speak up about it and to break the silence.
This is about you. This is about me and you. This is about coming together. This is about supporting ourselves. This is about lifting ourselves up. This is about being there for each other. This is about understanding that we cannot change the people who are perpetrating this madness, but we can change ourselves. We can be stronger, we can be braver, and I'm hoping that coming to see Quiet on Set gives you all the courage that you need to be that person who speaks out.